Hey everybody, Chuck Barone, Monday, December the 19th, 2022, and it is good to be back. As most of you know, but some may not, I've been stuck in the COVID quarantine for the past week. I tested positive last week on Tuesday, finally got a negative test today, so here I am, ready to start the holiday festivities, man. I got way behind on my Christmas shopping. Missed all kind of fun stuff, holiday parties and stuff last week. It was not a great week to be sick, but I really wanted to do the right thing and prevent anybody else from getting it. I'm lucky. My symptoms were hugely mild. Felt like a mild cold, mostly the sniffles more than anything else. But anyway, negative test today. Chuck Barone back at his desk. Yay, guys. Good to be back. As always, want to thank you guys for your support, for all the well wishes and emails I got while I was sick last week. Even people sending me money for cough syrup and NyQuil. It was great. You guys are cool. I appreciate it. As always, guys, we really, really appreciate your support. On these markets today, we're going to start the week off like we ended last week with everything kind of down. On the stock market down today, all the way across the board. S&P down small, nothing to write home about, but so much for the Santa rally, right? Doesn't look like it's going to materialize this year. The data just is working against it. Truthfully, I think the stock market, there's a lot of money on the sidelines. The stock market would like to rally. There just is really no reason for it yet. Like stocks, the bond market was down today with yields going up. 10-year sitting at 3.58%, up 10 basis points. 2-year sitting at 4.29%, up 9 basis points. So these, here we sit with the inverted yield curve still. And, this is in the face of another rate increase from the Fed last week. Overnight rate at 4.35%. A very, very strange looking yield curve. The dollar today down small, 104.71 on the index. Just a technical move. I don't think there's really no news on the dollar. Metals down today with the dollar hanging in there. Down small. Gold down $5.90, $1,788 per ounce. Silver down 28 cents, $23.02 per ounce. Metals, these prices are still pretty decent considering all the action and everything else. Metals are looking for a reason to rally. I think we're going to find it sooner or later. You're going to see silver between 25 and 30. You're going to see gold well above 1,800, and we're off to the races. Oil today, the only thing up in a down day across the board. West Texas Intermediate up small today, $75.65 per barrel. Natural gas down today, 12%, another wild gyration in that market. $5.83 for the million BTUs. These markets are super volatile, guys. Be real cautious if you're in these markets at all. Bitcoin today down small, 16,612. Honestly, I'm surprised Bitcoin holding up like they are. The crypto market, just not getting a lot of good news these days. You got this Sam Bankman fraud guy coming back to the U.S. for trial. Now he's going to face the charges. What a brave guy. He's ready to face the music. We're talking billions of dollars. We're talking a guy that makes Bernie Madoff, look like a piker. And he did it all in such a short period of time. It's really, really a sad thing for a new idea, which is a good idea. And you get these jerks involved in it and tarnishes the whole thing. As always on Monday, we could give you guys an idea of what we're looking at as far as data this week. It's going to be a big week for data. Give us a little bit more indication of what's probably likely the next couple of Federal Open Market Committee meetings. Tomorrow we'll get some data coming in on housing, with housing starts and building permits. These are new house stuff, so we'll get some information there. I'm going to guess both of these numbers are not going to be good numbers. On Wednesday, we'll get consumer confidence. We'll get the current account for the U.S. showing our deficit for the month. It's going to be pretty ugly, guys. We'll get existing home sales and the mortgage bankers index. So on Tuesday, we'll get new houses. Wednesday, we'll get existing houses. I'm guessing both of those are going to be pretty negative. Thursday is the big day. That's GDP day. We're expecting positive GDP, up 2.9% for the fourth quarter. We'll see where it actually comes in. On Thursday also, we'll get initial jobless claims, another big indicator of where the Fed's heading, and the leading indicators for our economy. On Friday, durable goods. We'll get some big information on consumers with personal spending and personal incomes. And plus, we'll get new home sales. Again, I'm expecting those to be flat, if not down a little bit. The big news this week, though, in my mind, is going to be the GDP number, which we already kind of have a pretty good idea of where that's going. I think that'll give us a positive GDP for the year. So this whole recession talk of earlier this year looks like it might have been just a little bit overblown. I think that we're in a very strange recession, if we are in one, with it being sector by sector kind of thing. I think you can really say mortgage and real estate are in a recession. Car sales heading in that direction. A couple other things, but it looks like services. I go to a restaurant, they're packed, bars packed, movie theaters, anywhere you go, there's big crowds. So it's kind of a weird recession, but I think as we move into next year in 2023, as these higher rates really start to take hold in the economy, I think some of these other industries will slow down and on track with everything else. And news you guys need today, well, as usual, not a lot of good stuff to report today. As I was researching, I found a couple interesting things I thought you should know, though. The new statistic comes out, says 63% of Americans, so 63% of our fellow citizens are now living paycheck to paycheck. It's the highest percentage ever. It's further evidence of what I've been calling this debt slavery thing that they want everybody involved in, where they literally want you nothing more than a mechanism making payments every month. So the idea being you get up, you go to work, you earn your paycheck. As soon as you get that paycheck, it's basically pre-spent on debt and so, servicing a current lifestyle, your house, your car, your basic day-to-day stuff. But there's never anything left over now. And there's never anything left for savings and for planning. 63% of Americans living paycheck to paycheck tells me it's likely those 63% have no savings. How are you saving money if you're living paycheck to paycheck? So this is a really sad statistic. I think that the way the corporations, with their friends in the media and the government, are lining everything up, they're creating a society where we're drones, man. We're ants just to service the queen. We're all going to be slaving away just to pay bills, just to pay debt, credit cards and stuff we've already forgotten about. Sad stuff. Along with the 63% of Americans now living paycheck to paycheck. Another interesting stat, hardship withdrawals on 401ks are now the highest they've been since 2004. As this inflation takes hold, people are chewing their savings up. They're now going to the next stash they have, their 401ks. People, they're just not knowing where to go to make ends meet. So either they're tapping what sources of savings they have, or they're borrowing money. Not a good thing for this economy. This all ends. People's 401k resources are finite. The amount of debt they can pile on is finite. And I think that we're heading toward a crossroads here for the U.S. I hope that most of the people watching this show have been taking our advice, trying to live within their means and stash some money, not adding new debt. And, all the stuff we've been preaching since we started this blog. If you're doing those things, you're not one of these victims who's living paycheck to paycheck, who's withdrawing money from your 401k. You actually are living in surplus. You're putting money away, even if it's just a little bit, better than not putting money away. So anyway, we have this. Not a good sign moving forward for the consumer or the economy, which is consumer driven. And last week, since I pretty much missed everything, I just wanted to go over some of this CPI data. As we all know, it came in at 7.1% last week. That was enough to make the market celebrate, which makes me laugh. It's not a good, happy number. But some of the examples of that 7.1%, And I wanted to dig in a little deeper and say, okay, what's really going up and how much? So here's some interesting stuff. Without getting into a lot of specifics, this is more macro than micro, but food inflation is running at 12%. Energy inflation is running at 13%. That's mostly gasoline. Food, if you're buying eggs, and you're buying other butter and other things at the store, 12% sounds pretty mild to what we're actually seeing with our eyes, but it's a big number, man, causing pain. Some other stuff I thought was interesting was basic utilities. So your power and your water and all your stuff for your house, up 15.5%. And the one that really stung, pet food, up 16%. So even though, the old story about senior citizens eating Alpo, well, Alpo is going up faster than even steak is. Crazy, guys, just crazy. It looks like, and I'd like to really know how much of this is actual inflation, like, too much money sloshing around, and how much of this is actually greedflation, with corporations finally being able to raise their prices, taking advantage of it, and the highest profit margins for corporations in this country in 70 years. So the idea that none of this is greedflation is just an absurdity. We know it's there. It'd be interesting to see, without this greedflation, what the true inflation number would be. The number that's being caused by supply chains, the transitory stuff, and just too much money and not enough goods. I think the number probably actually less than the 7.1% if you take out the greedflation. But then again, how many people believe the 7.1% is accurate? Because the government, is moving this basket of goods and services around to suit their numbers. They want everybody to believe inflation's coming down. I'll believe that when I can buy a dozen eggs for under $2 again. Okay, guys? Anyway, big week, lots of stuff. I don't think I'll be out with COVID this week. I don't think you can get it twice in a row, can you? So we'll look forward to seeing you guys all week. A lot of interesting data. These markets are going to be moving. This is it before we do a little ho-ho-hoing coming up this weekend. So get out there, get your Christmas shopping done. Take care of your family, the people you love. This is a great time of year to get out of all the negative we've enjoyed all year and have a little positive in this world. Don't forget the real meaning of Christmas. Be thankful. Thank your personal God, whatever you believe, for all of the wonderful, good, and blessed things you've had for your life this year. I know that even though it wasn't a great year for me, my business, I certainly have a lot to be grateful for in my life. And it's a nice time of the year to reflect on that, to take care of friends and family, do some social stuff and just enjoy life without the constant worries and nags of crazy stuff like this friggin' economy. Anyway, guys, we love you. We appreciate all your support. If you like what you're hearing, hit the like, share the video with your friends. We're going to put together a little bit more interesting stuff coming up. We're making some plans to upgrade the show for you guys next year. We really have a lot of stuff going on. We appreciate your support as always. We'll be back again tomorrow to bring you guys up to date. Until we talk then, take care.